of Torah. This year is entitled The Beautiful Connection Between Aizer K'negdo, L'vasar Echad, and Onah. Two psukim in Beraishit talk about relationship between a man and a woman. First one says, Hashem says, Let lo tov yot adam levado eselo Aizer K'negdo. It's not good for man to be alone, and therefore I'll make an Aizer K'negdo. An Aizer is a helper. K'negdo sounds like literally against him. Then a few psukim later, it says, Haken yazov ish et aviv et imo v'davak b'ishto v'hayu l'vasar echad. A man will leave his home, leave his parents, v'davak b'ishto. He'll be connected to his wife, v'hayu l'vasar echad. Then he will become one with her. Then a pasuk few partial later in Mishpatim talks about the Mitzvah of Onah, which is taken to mean man's intimacy with his wife. As we explained in the previous year, it doesn't only mean in the bedroom, it means a general emotional connection with his wife, according to the Stipler Gaon. I'd like to analyze all these three psukim and show how they are integrally related. Regarding Aizer K'negdo, some say Aizer K'negdo means dealing with the obvious question, if she's an Aizer helpmate, how is she K'negdo against him? So some say when he's fortunate, she's an Aizer, she's a helper. When he's not fortunate, then she's K'negdo, opposed to him. Others say that it means Aizer K'negdo. The ultimate Aizer, the ultimate help is when she's K'negdo. For example, for 20, 21, 22 years before he got married, he's a little bit lazy, he has his own schedule, does what he wants. No temper issue, anger management issue. He gets annoyed. But he's doing his own things, living his own little world. Now he's married. He's lazy, doesn't get up in time, and his wife says, what's going on? He says, K'negdo. She's not letting him just do whatever he feels like. Or he gets angry, doesn't speak nicely to his parents. And his wife says, what's going on? He says, K'negdo. They're raising children together, and he's a little bit harsh on his child, screaming. The child didn't do anything to warrant it. So she says, what's going on? That's K'negdo. But every time that she's K'negdo, she is truly being an Aizer, the ultimate Aizer, helping him out by showing that, hey, you know what? Not right what's going on here. Forcing him to look into himself like he never did before in every area of marriage. Financial areas, raising children, relationship to each other, to time, to schedule, to spirituality, they're so intertwined, and she's always going to offer another opinion, which often will be K'negdo, but against what he's thinking. But if she's a good wife, that's always Aizer. It's going to be help for him to have another point of view that he has to take into account. That's Aizer K'negdo. Then you have L'vasar Echad, a few psukim later, they'll become one. So Rashi says they'll become one, husband and wife, by having children, and that child reflects characteristics of both of them. Ramban says no, an animal is the same thing. Animals mate and their offspring look like both of the parents. He says, no, L'vasar Echad means literally. The husband and wife are going to be so close to each other, not just physically and with intimacy, but emotionally and psychologically, they'll be so connected. That's L'vasar Echad, they're going to become one. And then, of course, Onah is similar to this idea where there's always a strong emotional connection so that they'll be one and physically, spiritually, psychologically connected. So the second and third points are very much in sync. L'vasar Echad, they are one, they are connected. That's a general bracha that Hashem is giving mankind, husband and wives. And then in Mishpatim is the Mitzvah of Onah. The Mitzvah of Onah is to make sure you as a husband, you live a life with your wife, that you'll be filling the bracha that was given in Parsha Beraishit, L'vasar Echad. So those two connect very nicely. I'd like to explain, where does Aizer K'negdo fit in? Aizer K'negdo, that the woman is an Aizer, sometimes a helper, but she's K'negdo through being against him. Where does that fit in with L'vasar Echad? There will be one, and the Mitzvah of Onah. are the two not necessarily at the same time. Meaning, right now she's having a little bit of a discussion with him, debate, an argument. So, your schedule's totally off. You finish work, you come home, then you go out again, and you have no connection to your kids. And I think you have to rethink your whole schedule. This is K'negdo, this is harsh stuff. He has his schedule for the last 25 years, and she's challenging it. So right now it's a period of K'negdo. In Yetz Hashem, as the days and weeks go on, he'll assimilate this into his thought process and realize, I really do need to make a change. So then it's an Aizer. Can Aizer K'negdo be coexisting at the same time? That at the time that she is K'negdo, now he's like forcing to work it all through. So yes, spiritually it's an Aizer, even at that moment. Even during that pain, it's an Aizer. She's helping him go through the pain of forcing him to look into his life, his schedule, how he relates to the kids, how he relates to her. So yes, she's an Aizer to him. At the same time, she's K'negdo, no question about it. As she's criticizing him, that's a help to him. So that those two could coexist. But L'vasar Echad, there'll be one. And the Mitzvah of Onah, which talks about a strong emotional bond of affection and love, can those two psukim coexist with Aizer K'negdo at the same time? And I think this is very, very challenging, but this too is possible. This too is possible. I'll give you an example. In the 60s, in YU, there were some groups that were protesting the Vietnam War. They asked Rav Aaron to speak. He got up to speak, and anyone that knows Rav Aaron, classic Rav Aaron, he's giving this side, he's giving that side, he's explaining each one, and then he explains what the position of the people in the room, what that represents, the ones who are against the war, that really America was out of its element, and it was a wrong move. In the middle of the lecture, Dr. Tova Lichtenstein gets up, Soloveitchik's daughter, Rav Aaron's wife, and she says, I don't understand. We came here to protest against the war, and you're giving us a whole lecture. It's not even clear which side you're on. That's not what the purpose of this meeting is all about. You're giving a shiur about showing everything, this one, that possibility, that possibility. That's not what we're here for. And she publicly criticized Rav Aaron. The story goes that Rav Aaron, as she's speaking to him in front of everyone, he has a beautiful smile where he's so proud of his wife. And he's so in such admiration of his wife, who speaks with such courage and such clarity. And that story shows that at the moment she's being K'negdo, yes, she's being an Aizer, and the Mitzvah of Onah and L'vasar Echad, the mitzvah of emotional connection and admiration, can all go together at the same time that she's being K'negdo, so to speak, against him and critical of him. And to me, this is not only Rav Aaron Lichtenstein, who was one in a generation. He's setting for us the model of how we are supposed to be and who we should emulate. And we should, Yetz Hashem, with God's help, have that connection to our spouses. That we could be K'negdo, we could oppose each other in a nice, beautiful way. But even as we're doing it, we are gently criticizing and pointing out a flaw, what we perceive as a flaw in the spouse. It could be an Aizer where the person feels like we are just being an Aizer helper. And it could be L'vasar Echad, that we feel that connection when we are one, even during this difficult or challenging conversation. And we could be fulfilling the Mitzvah of Onah at that very time as well, where the criticism is done in such a loving, affectionate, and beautiful manner, where the couple just wants to grow together and closer to Hashem together, be more spiritual together. That's such a clear goal that they both have, and it's so obvious that they're just interested in helping each other attain that goal, they can truly have Aizer K'negdo, where helpmates and critical at the same time. L'vasar Echad, they are truly one, like the Ramban explains, in every way, physically, psychologically, emotionally. And the Mitzvah of Onah, which is the command in Mishpatim, is fulfilled in the proper way that brings such love and connection between the two of them, so that the pasuk L'vasar Echad, the bracha that Hashem gave us, is truly being fulfilled. May we all be zochah, may all merit to have such beautiful, emotional, and strong relationships like we just described. Shalom.